Poverty has been weaponized as a product against the struggling population in Nigeria today. A long-term loyalty can be exchanged for 1,000 naira. That is how bad it is. Hello guys, let's talk about politics today. Let's talk about politics in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you must have heard the phrase, politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game. Even though I feel like it comes as a warning or a threat to others with pure intentions who wants to, go into politics. I don't think it is really a dirty game. So in my own opinion, in my own humble opinion, I feel like politics is a game of competing ideas. All right. It is a game of competing ideas where the best idea wins. That is my own view of politics. But in the absence of the best idea winning, politics creates a byproduct which I call the dirtiness, the dirty byproduct of politics. And in the course of this video, we shall be talking about three major byproducts of politics in Nigeria. All right, now, mind you, please, whether the idea is good or not, you have to understand that these ideas were created by people. People, after much thinking and all that, they thought about these ideas and sell it to, the politicians, or in some cases, the politicians come up with these ideas and then weaponize it against the population, the struggling population. All right, so let's talk about the byproduct of politics. The first byproduct of politics we're going to be talking about today is the weaponization of poverty. The weaponization of poverty. This is really deep. All right, now poverty has been weaponized as a product against the struggling population in Nigeria today, and it has kept the people in a trap, a dependency trap that has kept the people struggling for their daily bread. So they would rather struggle for their daily bread, all right, than to spare time and energy or even resources to organize a political or a sustained political resistance against the government. So you see, they keep them in that dependency trap. There is no escape. It keeps coming and coming all the time. There is no escape. So the people would rather do something that will make them survive, thereby making the people surrender for what I call stomach infrastructure. And this stomach infrastructure usually come in little handouts like rice and beans, all right, which is short term in exchange for their long term loyalty. You see, this is how these things work. So you have to understand the government in most countries, especially Nigeria today, weaponizes poverty as a means to, keep the people in that dependency trap. No worry, just give her one thing, he go vote for you. Do like this, he go vote for you. 1,000 naira, as little as 1,000 naira. A long-term loyalty can be exchanged for 1,000 naira. That is how bad it is. But let's talk about the second byproduct of politics in Nigeria. It is what I call the weaponization of insecurity. All right. I call this the business of insecurity. Take it or leave it. Insecurity is a lucrative business in Nigeria today. And in today's Nigeria, security has moved from, it has moved beyond northeast crisis to a national, what you call a business of insecurity and chaos. It has moved from Northeast crisis to a national business of insecurity and chaos. That's how I see it. All right. That's how I see it. Now, they weaponize insecurity by deliberately reducing security to just young men and guns without a proper system or structure. There is no proper security system or structure. Even if there is, they are not properly funded. Do you get the point? They are not properly funded. This creates a circle where, they they only manage insecurity concerns or issues rather than solve it. You know, we all know that if Nigeria wants to end insecurity concerns here and now, they can do it, but they will rather manage it than solve it. They don't want to solve it. It is a business. Take it or leave it. It has become a business, a very lucrative business in the hands of the government. So they will rather manage the situation than solve it permanently, because the continuation of this violence, this insecurity, will always justify the massive and unaudited security budgets that we keep hearing year in, year out. Now, the third byproduct of politics in Nigeria is what I call the weaponization of corruption. Now, corruption is no longer an unwanted bug. It is no longer an unwanted bug. They see it as a feature. They feature it into the system. You know why? Because the moment they collapse the healthcare sector, the education sector, the electricity sector, as long as these sectors remain what you call it collapse, as long as they remain collapse, the citizens, all right, they will keep the citizen in a web of dependence, just like they did with poverty, in a web of dependence where they must engage in petty corruption or seek a godfather to access basic right that's meant for the citizens. Do you understand? So as long as they collapse healthcare, education, and the power sector, they will keep the people in that same trap of dependence, whereby these people will need to commit a petty corruption, all right, or seek a godfather to access basic needs. You see, it is a big problem, but people laugh about it. They laugh over it in Nigeria today, but it is actually a deeply rooted problem in our society today. So one will ask, what is the way forward? We need to, start by de-weaponizing our minds. First of all, starting from stomach infrastructure to a sustained economic growth, from Godfather to a merit-based system and all that. We can all begin from that. So from stomach infrastructure to a sustained economic growth, from a Godfather to a merit-based system. We can begin with that. All right. Anyway, these are all my opinions, and if you like videos like this, you can just comment, share this one, and like if possible, so we can make videos like this from time to time. All right, so peace.